So we're back with another match ramble, and we're back doing our little Joshi excursion that we've been doing recently, obviously getting more into Joshi wrestling, and we're continuing it with another suggestion from our good buddy Alf, obviously helping me with my Joshi excursion. And today we're going to be talking about a match from last year. It's going to be from last year's Stardom Grand Prix, if I'm not mistaken. That's what it's called, the Stardom Grand Prix, 5-star Grand Prix it is, sorry. And today we're going to be talking about a match between Sarray and Konami, which... So, I obviously knew Sarray before I got into Joshi a bit more recently, but Konami I haven't. I believe she, at this point, she was a part of Hate. I don't know if she still is, but this is just basically like, you know, their tournament in Stardom. This was a me match, and this is one of the matches I've really been looking to watch from Joshi in this little occasion so far. Like, I've liked a lot what I've saw. But I think this is the one where it's like, okay, this is what, for me, with my personal preferences in wrestling, it's what I really like. So the match starts. It's not a long match. The match starts, obviously, Sarray and Konami make their walks and stuff. And then it just starts. Sarray just jumps on her, starts hitting her like, fuck. And she goes, like, you know, continuing it. And then, oh, God, there's this, like, fucking Konami, I don't even know how to describe it. She just throws it to the ground. And, like, it's a brutal throw. It's so good. It's absolutely phenomenal, and like as soon as she done that, you're like, that is it. Like, you just got it how she did. I don't even know if it was like a choke slam or just it was so weird. I don't even know how to describe it. It's so weird, but it's brilliant. Honestly, it's just that one that's like, oh, like it literally widens your eyes and goes, oh, okay. And then it becomes one of those matches where the strikes are very heavy. Obviously, Sarray does quite a nasty drop kick, as you expect. There's a great little sequence between the two. Obviously, you know, it is a much more control, fighting for control each time. Obviously, Sarray gets a lot of heavy... It's a very strike-heavy match. Very strike-heavy. Obviously, Sarray with a lot of elbows. And Konami with a lot of great strikes, too. A lot of loud ones. There's some specific strikes we'll get into later that literally made me go, oh my god. And it was really good. So obviously they have a bit of a fight, you know. Konami is, I think Konami's the heel, because obviously she's part of Hate. But as Alf's told me, with Stardom, they do not like Sarray, obviously, because she talks all this shit, which I think is based as hell. So it's like, they're really cheering for Konami, but Saray's like, you know, kind of controlling it, but then she gets a lot more. Sarray does a lot of, you know, stomps, as you expect from her. The thing is with Sarray, she has this kind of cool... like emotionless vibe. I said this a couple of days ago to my buddy Alf, obviously, I'm going to be mentioning him a lot, and I was just like, Sarray reminds me of like the Joshi version of Shibata, and I really stand by that. I think that's such a high praise from me, obviously, I'm a big Shibata guy, but with her, there's a stoic and there's such a strike heavy and such a, you know, no nonsense attitude about Sarray, and that's what I love. Konami here, though, absolutely, for me, I think she's absolutely stellar. Just from the show and alone, I'm like, yeah, like. The thing is with Joshi, I said this about, my biggest example I use, obviously, is Rio from, obviously, AAW and stuff. Rio really leans into it, and Tekla does the same, but Rio's the best example, where Rio will just force her body weight into everything she does, and it's so good, like, to an extreme level. Like, it feels like she dictates the direction she goes in the air. Like, that's how insane she is. And... like, the Joshis, like, obviously a lot of them are small Asian boys, you know what I mean? Small Asian women. And it's like, a lot of them, you know, they're not as meaty as you say, like, you know, a Bozilla, for instance, obviously. But, like, a lot of them really go into with the stiffness and the striking. And Saray's a great example, and Konami is an excellent example of that too. She really uses her weight. And every strike in this match feels so weighted, feels so meaty. And I really like it. There's a strike, so later on, like, the pair of them are having a little, like, you know, little strike. So, obviously, they're going back and forth. You know, there's a bit of a rope break where Sarray she gets her in a lock. Konami gets her in a lock. And Sarray goes to break the hold with a rope break. And Konami won't let go. And it's like, oh, fuck. And then it just starts, you know, kicking off, essentially. And then the ref has to, like, physically force her off. I think I don't know who was on Saray's side, but she was there. She was helping fix Sarray up. Like a blonde woman. The rest of Hate are there, obviously. And then they go back in, and then there's basically this moment where they both just start striking each other. Like, so he just goes and goes, fuck off, just hits her with a nasty-ass elbow. And Konami, like, I thought Konami was going to drop, but she just goes, like, she's up for it, and then she goes up, and I swear to God, I mean, there's this, like, again, describes how much of a me match it is. She hits it with a wild, like, just a nasty-ass kick, and you can tell it really hits her. Like, it looks like, I thought it would have deadened the leg. The height of it, it's really nice. it feels very combat heavy, real sport, like sport wrestling side, and I really like that. It's a nasty kick. She goes for it again. Sareee tries to check it, but she doesn't do it in time. And then obviously, you know, it continues into a bit more of a strike and heavy match, which I think is great. There's a lovely suplex that I really enjoyed by Konami. Konami takes the role of the one with a lot of strength, you know, the powerhouse of the match. But obviously, Saree's got this. You know, Saree's got this special ability, frankly, to just be so undeniable. Like, even for the first pinfall of the match, Sareee does that, like, slides up. Oh, bro, it's fucking unbelievable. That's, like, the mix of that with the hard-hitting nature between that is just, that's the perfect example of what I'm looking for in Joshi. I think that's absolutely stellar. Small shit like that. I think Sareee, for me, out of all the Joshis I've seen, is the best. I don't think that's a shock, but I think Saree's absolutely incredible. I really do. And I think this match, obviously, again, highlights that so heavily. And I'm talking about this match like it's the best match ever. I fucking loved it. I really did love it. So the finish is pretty good. Obviously, they're having a bit of strike heavy. And Sareee goes for a pinfall. And it doesn't work. So then Sareee goes for, like, this weird hold. Then Konami reverses it. And then Konami gets it on. Sareee weirdly gives Konami her back. And then it looks like it's about to be a Sareee, like, you know, resilience spot, and she doesn't do it. The ref gets in the way of the camera and stuff, and then, like, they look at Sareee after, like, a minute, and it's like, oh, she's out, and they wave the bell. And obviously, Konami getting a huge win over Sareee. Obviously, the crowd go quite happy. They throw away that blonde girl who tries to help Sareee. They don't, and then it just becomes, like, you know, a celebration act. There's a promo after it, but it was in Japanese, so obviously I couldn't understand it. But that's the match, and I mean, Jesus, stellar. Absolutely stellar. I mean, again, I've seen only a handful of Joshi from what I've seen, especially with this page and the matches we've covered, but in general, I think this is the best one so far. Out of all the ones I've watched, I've enjoyed this the most. Again, a lot of the wrestling I like is very strike heavy, very much, like, you know, factored in with that stuff, but I feel like this really, really hits it home. I think, like, obviously I've got praise for Sareee because that's the one I know, and, you know, one of my biggest interest in Joshi is to discover more of her stuff. But I think Konami specifically here is absolutely stellar. I do. I think that, like, that small little, like, slam at the start, the kick. I mean, Jesus, the kick makes you go, ooh, it makes you wince. Sareee does a beautiful dragon screw to her. They've got great chemistry. It's like they both have the same philosophy in terms of the I'm gonna hit you harder, and I love it. I absolutely love it. And I think the pair of them must have, like, this great pace with each other. They have this great sort of, you know, this dynamic, everything about it with these two. I mean, it just works. It just absolutely works. And it's not like the most, you know, graphic. It's no Swerve Hangman or anything. But Jesus, it's just, it relishes in that hard-hitting nature. It relishes in that whole, you know, I'm going to hit you harder than you can hit me. And that's what I really enjoy. And I think the way they sell it, I mean, there's like how Sareee sells the kicks looks genuinely legit. But there's, like, this kick that's, I think it was a kick. It was something in the corner that Konami does to Sareee, and it absolutely just fucking, Sareee sells it like a champ, like, just, you know, like, really well, makes it look really painful, probably was, because they look like they don't hold nothing back, and that's what I love, even from the start, how instant it is where Saree's just onto it, and she's screaming, stuff like that, and even the fact that Konami got the win, I thought that was really cool. I thought Sareee would have got the win. Obviously, you know, it is Sareee, so you know, not that, like, she's a politician or anything, but you know what I mean, like, Sareee, everyone knows Sareee, you know, to me, even I know Sareee, so, like, but this, I loved. I absolutely loved. It reminded me of a match we covered a while ago, which was Shibata versus Kota Ibushi in the G1. Now, don't get me wrong, that was a very much more high intensity match. Not that this wasn't high intensity, but that one between Shibata and Ibushi, I mean, as you can imagine, it's Shibata and Ibushi. Like, I think a lot of matches are getting more intense than that in terms of the level. But Jesus, this was, out of all the Joshi matches I've watched, it's not even like that insane special match or anything. I just think it's absolutely stellar. I think everything they do here, they knock out the park. I think everything they set out to do, they achieve. I think every single thing about this match gripped me. I thought it was absolutely stellar. For a match they could have filmed it in, and it's only like not even a 10-minute match, I don't feel like. It's on YouTube for free. It's absolutely stellar. Like, again, that's the word I'd use, is stellar, incredible. Any sort of positive phrase, I'd use it. I think it's excellent. I think Sareee sells it in facial expressions. Even, I think Konami, for me, I need to pay more attention to her. She is excellent in this. there's a lot here to like, and honestly, I'm not really doing it justice. I highly recommend people to watch it. I think this match is absolutely fantastic. If you're trying to get into Joshi or, you know, anything like that, I highly recommend this. I think every wrestling fan, regardless of Joshi or not, should watch this. I thought it was a great example of how, to me, what I would love, that's what I like about Joshi and what I want more of in Joshi wrestling. And just in general in wrestling, I think it is a perfect example of that. So yeah, obviously that's my thoughts on Sarray versus Konami at Stardom's five-star Grand Prix in 2025. Let me know your thoughts of the match if you've ever seen it. And let me know what you think of Sarray and Konami, because this match was stellar. Obviously, big thanks to Alpha. This, and anyone got more match suggestions, send them my way. This was great.